We are back.
Hey, we're back. All right.
Hey.
It's actually not a bad day out.
No,
91 degrees in Florida, not as humid as it has been. Welcome, by the way, to another live edition of Live Feed Reads with Jason, the Ed McMahon, to my Johnny Carson, Paul Reed, your host, coming live from the Burbank studios in California or my office in Brandon, whichever one sounds better. Joining us here today again is Millie. She's over there. How you doing, Millie?
Hey, Millie.
All right. So
hey, wait. Welcome back, birthday man. Last time we had Ryan last week.
How did the boy do?
Yeah, he did. We had a lot of fun for one. Yeah. He did a great job. But how was your birthday weekend?
It was good. Leanne, of course, moved to New York City. Don't know why, but that's neither here nor there. So she's in Manhattan. And I went up there to celebrate with her, and we did some celebrating. It was fun, so a good time, cool.
Very cool.
Glad to be back. It's amazing. You go away for like 4 days up in there and celebrate your birthday in New York City. You kind of need to come back and chill out. It was fun. Yeah. But so what else is going on? Oh, so, my shoulder's been bothering me a while. Anyway, long story short, I had a MRI the other day. No bueno, and so I'm having surgery August the 10th, which I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be a Thursday, so I will not be here Friday.
Okay.
Obviously, the 11th. So anyway, everybody say a little prayer because surgery is surgery. I'm sure it'll go fine, but one never knows. Hopefully it's fixed because it's kind of throbbing and aching, and I'm ready to get it over with. But let's jump into today's topic.
Is that an old baseball injury?
Yeah, it is. A long time. Okay. I've been jacking around with it forever. So I get a call from the mother of a significantly injured minor child on a bicycle.
Okay. So wait, the child was injured?
Yes, significantly injured. Okay. And these are really not, people of means, not that it matters, but long story short, they didn't own a car. And therefore they didn't have car insurance.
Okay.
And specifically, which I've been preaching to you people out there in TV land, they didn't have uninsured motorist coverage. Okay, which protects you if the person that hits you does not have bodily injury liability or doesn't have enough. So anyway, if you don't have it, you need to get it. But in this situation, kids hospitalized, broken bones, significant injuries. And so she wants to bring a claim against the driver and et cetera. So whenever you get a call like that, you say, okay, well, who was the first thing, you ask them about their insurance. That was an easy one. None. Right. Okay. You think, okay, well, this is potentially a good case. Depending on the ownership of the car, the driver, insurance, and this of that nature.
Right.
So she didn't know a whole lot about it. But they did get a driver's exchange. The police report on a situation like this can take 7 to 10 days to get. So, but we don't like to wait because we like to know what we're dealing with. So
sure.
Get a copy of the driver's exchange and find out that it was a rental car.
Okay.
And so, Jason, are there any issues when it comes to being involved in a crash with someone driving a rental car? And let me ask you why I ask it. So if I'm driving your car, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My insurance would cover this crash as the driver. And your insurance also would cover the crash as the owner of the car. That's called
right.
You would be vicarious liability, meaning because you own the car, you're vicariously liable for whatever happens with your car.
Okay.
Okay, so
Right.
they would, if I had bodily injury liability, they could use mine. If you had bodily injury, say use, they could recover under yours. And so depending on how
Hmm.
much, they may be made whole or fully compensated. How
Got
does
you.
that work when it comes to a rented car or a leased vehicle less than a year? By the way, when I say that, you know how Walmart has those trucks you can rent? 19.95 an hour.
No, I didn't know that.
They do, and it's not bad actually. If you need a truck,
Huh.
so you got that, Alamo, Enterprise,
Okay.
certainly
Yeah.
rental cars, U-Hauls, these vehicles that are rented or leased basically for less than a year. And the
Right. Okay.
company, the company's in the business of leasing, these types of vehicles.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
Right.
So we find out it's a rental car, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then and we
So
find
then you're
out.
asking me what the
Well, I'm
what
going
the
to come back to
potential
that.
issues? Oh, okay.
I'm going to quit and tear into you. I jumped ahead. So
Okay.
then
All
we
right. All
found
right.
out that the person that was driving the rental car literally was from another state, didn't own a car, and didn't have insurance. So now it's okay. We would then attempt, if you can, to make a claim under the against the rental car company
Okay. Yeah.
as
Right.
the owner.
They're the only
Remember, I
ones with the
said as the owner of
insurance,
a
right?
car in Florida, you're vicariously liable, meaning you're just as responsible as the
For
driver.
having loaned it. Right. Okay. Okay. In
So,
Florida, right?
big rental car. The when I initially explained it to mom, thinking, oh, that's a good thing. This is a rental car company, so they have to have plenty of insurance
Right.
available because it's a big company.
Right. That would be my thought too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you
I'm
would be
wrong.
wrong. You would be wrong. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in 2005, under the Federal Highway Transportation Bill, the government snuck in a couple of paragraphs called the Graves, Graves, and you can Google it, the Graves Amendment.
Okay.
What the Graves Amendment says and does is rental car companies, and I say rental cars, that includes those U-Hauls and other vehicles that are leased or rented for less than a year. It insulates them from liability under a state's dangerous instrumentality doctrine or in the vicarious liability. So I've got to call mom and say, well, I got some bad news. The person
Wow.
driving the car didn't have insurance. And
Wow.
because this is after 2005, which of course it is, we're in 2023, because of the Graves Amendment, the rental car company is not responsible for your child's injuries.
Wow. Wow.
Now, there's a caveat, which this is a gray area as to whether or not that company may be on the hook for $10,000. I don't think they are because there's a Florida Supreme Court says otherwise. But so I don't want to sound like, oh, Reed doesn't know what he's talking about because the rental car company may be on the hook for 10,000.
Right.
The reason I say that because as soon as you tried to sue them, let's say they didn't pay the 10,000, you tried to sue them, your case would be dismissed. Well, if you can't sue them, then how can you make them pay $10,000? And I've done this, so I'm talking from experience. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they will pay up to $10,000 in catastrophic cases because, again, it's a gray area. But either way, this case was way worth a lot more than $10,000, and it's my opinion they're not going to they're not responsible for that. But either way, this was a big how do we say this without on TV land? This was a big well, it was just a big happy birthday to the owners of rental car companies and leasing companies.
Yeah, because they get off.
Such as, Enterprise, Alamo, U-Haul, and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's a
To
tough place to be.
the detriment of people who are injured. Now, think about Someone comes over for another country. Let's say you're in New York City,
Right.
where there's a lot of tourists, a lot of foreign tourists.
Okay.
Maybe these individuals live in states, or I shouldn't say states, in countries or cities in the country that,
Okay.
like England, that don't have cars, so they don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Right.
And they come over here and rent a car, and they don't purchase the insurance that you can buy. So you can buy insurance to protect yourself, but they don't. And then they smoke you. Well, the
Jeez.
rental car is going to say, "I'm sorry about your luck, but we're not responsible."
But we're not on the hook.
Right. And it's just
Wow.
it's not a good law. Once again, it's anti-consumer, or certainly anti-injured consumer, I should say.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think their goal was to lower costs for the rentals
well, I'm sure.
to the consumer, but it ends up anybody who gets injured. This is just a big hairy mess. How
Yeah.
so
Well, and
what go ahead, sorry.
I agree with you. I'm sure the goal, well, twofold. One, to reduce the cost of the consumer, but also maximize profits. Don't kid
Sure,
yourself.
right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I was
Now
100% yes.
the only way you could get around the Graves Amendment is if the rental car company, when I say rental, remember I mean the leasing company, the U-Hauls of the world,
Right, any of
like
them
tractor
that are
trailer, the
right.
least less than a year, if they are directly negligent, meaning,
They
if
didn't
if the
maintain the vehicle
car
or
had
something.
bald tires and the crash
Okay.
happened in the rain,
Right, right,
or
right.
you got some maintenance records and there were some issues there, so they have to have
Mm-hmm.
direct negligence in order to be
To be
held
held accountable.
responsible, and that's pretty tough. That's pretty difficult because most of these rental cars, they're really less than a year old. They use them up and sell them pretty quick.
Yeah. And part of me is like thinking if the rental car companies even doing all their due diligence to background check people and
Well, they don't have to do that. That's not required.
well, I know, but if they even if they did,
Well, they don't. So let's
they
not talk.
still can't.
Why speculate the TV land? They don't.
Well, what I mean is what they can't really be held accountable for what the driver does.
You can.
Now, personally, yes. Personally, yes,
Yeah.
because it's
Well,
legally set up that way.
why can you be held responsible for how I drive, but they can't?
Now, that's a great question. I
You
don't
can.
only because the law is set up that
Guess
way.
who else can? Uber can.
Yeah.
Uber
Ooh,
can.
that's
Lyft
interesting.
can.
Yeah.
The pizza delivery,
Interesting.
the pizza Domino's can for their driver. Publix
Yeah.
can.
Hmm.
Amazon can.
Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
But rental car companies can't.
Seems like there's an oversight that needs to
Well,
be adjusted
the,
here.
the rumor has it. The
Okay.
rumor has it. And again, this just a rumor.
We
I'm
don't
not
trade
saying
in
it was
rumors.
true,
Right. Go
but
ahead.
I believe that Wayne Huizenga, who was the owner of the Dolphins back in the day,
Okay.
and you could Google it. I could be wrong, but it's been a while. But he made some money in rental cars, and
Okay.
supposedly this was a big. Here you go, Mister Wayne. Have a nice day. We're gonna throw you a solid.
Oh wow.
But make no mistake, whether it was him or not,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's literally two paragraphs in a 186 billion-dollar federal transportation bill that did away with all this,
Wow.
with little to no debate about whether it should be included.
Interesting.
Somebody, did somebody else a solid. Who we kidding?
Sure. Seems that way. Certainly. So what's
And
this
I'm
mother's?
assuming whoever
Go ahead.
Graves is, that was probably him up in the Congress.
So what is this mother's recourse? Like, what's her course of action? What can she do?
Nothing. I mean,
That
she could
is
sue. You could
sad.
sue the driver, and you could get a big
Personally.
judgment against the driver.
Yeah.
But I got two judgments entered over there. Like I keep them right over here, and they're in a
Yeah,
nice little envelope.
I've
If
seen
somebody
those. Yep.
wants to see them, one of them's $12 million after many years of trial. One of them's 1.6 million or something,
Yeah.
and they they're worth it because you can file bankruptcy.
Right.
That's the
Personal.
problem. Jason's driving. He doesn't have insurance,
Yeah.
and he smoked somebody, and there's a big judgment against him. He can just go down for about $2,500 and file bankruptcy.
Yeah, and that removes essentially removes any sort of results of accountability.
So, and unfortunately, we, as do other lawyers, plaintiffs' lawyers, personal injury lawyers, turn down cases all the time because there's no insurance. Because that's the first thing we want to find out: is there bodily injury liability? If no, what's the next question?
Yeah, what
Do
can you
you
actually?
have uninsured motorist coverage? Because
Yeah.
remember, uninsured motorist coverage doesn't mean Jason didn't have insurance, because Florida only requires the personal injury protection and the property damage. It means
Right.
Jason did not have bodily injury liability coverage. If you
Right.
do not have that, I would say about 99%, in my opinion, 99% of the lawyers in Florida are going to say, there's nothing I can do for you. Because if we chased cases and individuals without insurance, we couldn't really,
All you're
prosecute
doing is forcing them to file
or handle the
bankruptcy.
ones that are viable.
Right. Right.
And
Right. Right.
so,
You can't guarantee that actually benefits your client either in any kind of way.
yeah, it doesn't. In fact, it kind of gives them a false sense of hope.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a lawyer. Here's the thought process: is I have a lawyer. The lawyer wouldn't do this if they didn't think there was some avenue for recovery.
Yeah.
And so when
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when there is no avenue for recovery, who is Jason going to be mad at?
You, the lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you didn't do what you said
Well,
you were going to do.
you led me to believe by
Right.
taking my case
Yeah.
that there was going to be a recovery, or you wouldn't take it.
Right. Sure.
And I get it. I'm not criticizing. I understand that mentality.
Yeah, of course.
Because there are times when we do take a case and there is insurance, and for whatever reason there may not be a recovery, because as you get into the process, you find out information you didn't know.
Right.
Videos, dash cams are revealed that you didn't know. Surveillance from buildings you didn't see. The event data recorder, the black box, will tell you something different once it's downloaded. And so for us, and I say us, I mean Reed and Reed, we want to find out as soon as possible what this case entails, what's involved, the good, the bad, the ugly, the Clint Eastwood, so to speak, so I can let you know what I think, and therefore you don't have that false sense that, well, Paul or Ryan or Jacqueline, they took my case, therefore I'm going to recover. That's not the way. That's not good business, because there's some saying, and you're more of the percentages, but I think there's something out there saying if you do good by like 3 clients, if you do good by a client, they'll tell like 3 people. Something like if you do bad by a client, they tell
it's
30.
like 7 times. Yep.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yep.
And so you want to find out as quickly as possible the facts, circumstances, and the financial conditions and insurance and so forth, so you can really counsel people as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Wow.
But anyway, so it's just understand, just because you're involved in a car crash in the state of Florida doesn't mean you're going to have a case.
Right.
The only way, and let me repeat that, did I say only, Jason? I don't want to repeat it one more time.
You said
only way you can guarantee that you will at least be able to hopefully pay your medical bills and lost wages and things of that, is to purchase uninsured motorist coverage.
Very important.
Very important. Now, it's expensive. I get it. But, if you can, do so.
Yeah, certainly.
What else? Let's see. Hey, did you hear my brother broke his leg? Did we talk about that last week, or did Ryan?
No. On the
Yeah.
field or off the field?
Yeah, so that's a shame. We could have Googled this when you could have put it up. But so my brother, as you should know by now, but if you don't, he's the third base coach for the Miami Marlins. Oh, by the way, he turned 61 2 days ago. So I'm 59, he's 61. But so he's out
He's
there.
in Sports Illustrated. There's an article about him in Sports Illustrated.
He's in TMZ. He was on TMZ.
You didn't tell me any of this.
He's on every media outlet.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yes.
It doesn't happen much. So anyway, he's on closer to home plate than he is third base. So he's kind of cheating a little bit down the line.
He's looking
at second base to direct that player.
Yeah.
It's a left-handed batter. The left-handed batter smokes a line drive right at him, and it snapped his either tibia or fibia, whichever one's on the bottom.
They said
and
the exit velocity.
Hey, if you watch it, when you're out there in TV land, watch it. That son of a bitch, he tries to shake it off, Jason. He's like,
bro, he probably didn't know right away.
He's back here, and he's like, I was like, bro, you ain't shaking off a broken leg,
dude. The exit velocity of the foul ball from Sanchez's bat.
Oh, it was like
96 miles an hour.
96, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
wow,
if you haven't watched it,
I had
TV
no
land,
idea.
It's pretty cool. He's got a boot on, and he'll be out
Cardinals
for 6 to 8 weeks, which kind of sucks because he really enjoys coaching, of course. Now he's still in the dugout, but he can't go out under.
I saw him trying to shake it off. Oh
yeah,
my word! Oh my word!
That's totally a Reed thing.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
As a parent, kid's bleeding. You're all right.
yeah. Rub some dirt on it. That's what my dad used to say. Rub some dirt on it.
The arms dangling. Oh, that's a flesh wound.
Shake it off.
So anyway, and
walk it off,
kids,
son.
My kids and Jody's kids could probably vouch for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my word.
Okay. All right. Well, it's 122, give or take.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know where Millie's at, but she's over there sleeping. It's Friday. It's actually not a bad day. It's supposed to rain, but it hasn't rained yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. Any shout outs you got?
I can't think of any. The weather has been absolutely hot, so stay safe, right?
Yeah.
Like absolutely stay safe. Indoors is cool. Play some board games with the kids or something, or sit watch baseball fall.
The kicker is, and I, it's been hot, but I've been here 59 years, and June, July, August, and most of September, it's always been 90 to 95.
True.
Do you know what temperature Tampa's never hit?
0.
Well, okay, yes. What's the other temperature?
I'm just going for the easy one.
And people, you can Google this. What temperature has Tampa never hit? It's going to surprise you.
Like on the high end, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. 115.
Tampa's never hit 100 degrees.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you can Google it.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So
it feels so much hotter.
Well, that's because we're getting older.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. But what is it? What did I say? 91, 92. It's always 91. No, I'm not. Hey, look, we're not talking climate change. We're not talking any of that crap.
Yeah, sure.
You can believe what you want, but it's always 90 to 95 in Florida in July and August.
Yeah, that's all.
It just is. It's and I went to school in Houston. There they do get 98 to 105 with the same humidity. You want hot? Take your butt to Houston.
I'm good.
Dude,
I'm good. I think I'll take my chances here.
Yeah, I
don't want hotter. I'm fine. Yikes, dude. Wow.
Yeah, so anyway,
no, either way though, still.
You what?
I said either way though, still. Like don't
it's
drink
hot.
water.
Oh,
Drink
I'm
water
not saying
and
that.
be safe. Yeah.
Let's see if
don't try to shake it off.
Yeah. see.
That's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, we've got Leanne Reed on Live Feed Reads. What is the weather up in Manhattan currently?
It is hot and sunny.
Okay, what temperature is hot in Manhattan?
I don't know, 95.
95 degrees. Survey says, woo, it's 92. So yes, it is a little warm up in Manhattan, but it is sunny. And let's see. I'm just seeing you have your air quality is moderate. You got no rain. Okay.
There was a heat advisory yesterday.
You guys are a bunch of weenies up there. The humidity is a staggering 51%.
Oh.
Florida, 100.
Yeah.
In fact, I went out to pick avocados, and there's still water on the grass because there's the air is 100% humidity, so the water doesn't evaporate even at 92 degrees.
Jeez, that is insane.
Do you have any words for TV land there, Leanne?
It is 2 on a Friday. It's time to start drinking.
So if you translate, Leanne just woke up and she's heading to the bar.
No, I not just wake up.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
That's awesome. Oh man.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
God bless me, 23-year-old little baby Reed. Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, I guess all I got now.
All right, man. Well, listen, everybody have a great weekend. And with that, we're going to call it a day.
All right.
Read and Read. It's like having a lawyer in the family.